Hi, I'm going to tell you a story about I saw Jesus fall off the cross. This is going to be interesting for some people. Some people are churchy, some people are not. Some people are going to shake their head and feel all kind of things about it. But I got to tell you a story about what I saw. So here we go. All right. I used to be more churchy than I am now. And some people have a really bad memory and feelings about their church past. I understand that. But when I went to church, we had fun, a lot of fun. I was with my grandma. I met some of the best friends I ever had at church. We were hooligans. We were rebels. Some of the stuff stuck. I kept the good and I left the bad. So that's kind of in a nutshell of my church history. I want to tell you, I had the best youth pastor, Bill, and he knew that I really enjoyed doing plays and being an actor and that kind of a thing. And he gave me an opportunity to do that kind of stuff. We did a Star Wars Darth Vader little play for one of the, some kind of a youth thing in the fellowship hall. And he let me do it. I rented a Darth Vader costume. My buddy had his girlfriend make his Luke costume, and we did a lightsaber battle and had a little play. It was just really an amazing thing. And I remember doing a play about Moses in front of the church. And my buddy was from Alabama, and so I needed a voice for God, and of course, it was going to be my friend. So God had a southern accent, and Moses in the burning bush and moving down wind because of the sandals and the feet smell. I mean, it was all there. Church was a lot of fun for me. And the thing is, with me, I think the good Lord probably got worried about certain things that I saw. For instance, the story that I'm about to tell you. Okay, the church I went to, we had a lot of pageants, we had a lot of plays, we had that kind of a thing. And it was really cool. We had a Christmas pageant with choir members on a big Christmas tree, and we had Easter pageants about Jesus on the cross and coming out of the grave and that kind of a thing. So we had all that. So it was a really inventive church with lots of acting and plays and that kind of thing. So we had an Easter play, and let me set the stage for you. So on the stage, we had a choir that was going to sing the music about Easter in this case. Then we had the cross for Jesus, and then we had the tomb. So we could kind of move forward with the story. The choir was singing the song, and at the point, Jesus went up on the cross. So we had a very inventive person doing the plays. And it was kind of interesting because he created this little thing that was going around the guy that was playing Jesus' hands. So it looked like a nail went through the hands, but there were kind of rubber edges that looked like blood was coming out. Anyway, but to keep Jesus up on the cross, they put ropes around. So that's what was holding him up, and he had his feet on the thing. What happened was somehow the ropes broke. And so, the choir singing, and it's a somber moment, and Jesus is up on the cross. Well, Jesus fell off the cross. I was there. At the moment, the actor that was playing Jesus, he fell off the cross and everybody was worried. Well, the actor's girlfriend was in the choir. And so she said, she didn't yell, but she said, and you could hear from the audience, she said, "Honey, are you okay?" Now, At the moment, when you knew all the people, it made sense. But then years later, I'm thinking, well, I hope Dan Brown, who wrote the Da Vinci Code, wasn't in the audience of that, because it goes, that's a great, well, I'll have to write a movie about that. But anyway, the actor that played Jesus was okay, but I mean, he fell down. You know, you didn't know if he heard his thing. And we're in the middle of the play. You can't just switch out and say, can we get another Jesus? Is there another Jesus that can switch? And then, because we got to have him go in the tomb and come out of the tomb and all. It was wild, absolutely wild. And it was one of those moments where Jeff shouldn't see that. Because later on, I mean, I always had a sense of humor. See, that's the thing. There were really core beliefs that I got from being churchy. But on the other hand, I had a sense of humor too. And that was really the problem. Thus, the play with Moses and the southern person being the voice of God. So anyway, the actor was playing Jesus, kind of got himself together. You know, that was probably one of the first times people were praying for Jesus. But they got him into the tomb. They carried him into the tomb. And then he came out of the tomb. And another thing I remember is I think when he stepped onto the stone that they rolled away, it was kind of like a paper mache thing and whatever. And he stepped down, and one of the 2x4s that was kind of holding up the middle popped through. I mean, it was wild. It was a wild play. And so I'll never forget it, obviously. And I don't think you would either. But I remember teasing my grandma. I said, I'm going to get that video. One day I'm going to get, and I never have. And she goes, you will not get that video, because she knew that I was going to poke fun. And again, I know that certain people are like, oh, you shouldn't make. I saw what I saw. It was funny. I mean, it was you couldn't prepare yourself for that. And I would imagine, you know, some little kid out in the audience, not me, but some little kid say, what book is that in? Well, when did that happen? Anyway, that's my story about church and when Jesus fell off the cross on the Easter pageant. Wow. Anyway, that's it. If you're still here, God bless you. Anyway, and until next time, this is Jeff. And okay, so if you're still here, that's great. Leave a comment if you've ever experienced that kind of a thing at your church. Things gone awry, you know, the baby Jesus at the Christmas pageant just starts crying. I don't know. Whatever mishap happened, if you're churchy, or maybe a community play, whatever, if a mishap happened, tell me down in the comments about it. Because whenever there's people coming together to do a production, whether it's churchy or not, anything can happen. So if you like this kind of thing, if you like stories with heart, humor, and nostalgia, please subscribe, because we have a lot more coming. And so, thanks. This is Jeff. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.